And Sara, you had great comments. I was going to ask you to offer the same comments as Chairman DeFazio did. And I think your answer and the other responses were spot on. This is an issue that can punish this industry and stop it at its most critical time from being able to overcome what we've all gone through, and especially the aviation industry over the last year. All of us, most of us in this room, utilize your industry, and we see the devastating effects that have taken place with a lack of passengers and a lack of ability to continue to operate in a very high cost environment. And I want to thank you and your members too for the hard work they've done to keep passengers safe and also keep our aviation industry going. I do have a second question, and again, agree wholeheartedly with what the chairman said about this discussion of mandatory CDC testing, and agree wholeheartedly with you also, Sara. But there's another issue I know that the chair and the ranking member and those of us on this committee have been working on, and that's trying to figure out and you mentioned in your testimony the need for additional PSP dollars. How bad will it get for the aviation industry if both the PSP is not extended and the CDC implements a testing mandate?
Well, let's be clear. The furloughs that we saw in October would be dwarfed by the furloughs that we would see if we had a testing mandate that we can't effectively run. We would see many, many more furloughs, and without the extension of PSP, which also requires the airlines not to furlough and continue to support that payroll that they simply can't support in this kind of environment where revenue is down 80%. It would be devastating. And in that situation, we wouldn't just be talking about lost jobs, we'd also likely be talking about airline bankruptcies. So that is how devastating it would be. I just want to note one thing. The air travel, through the work of airlines working with unions, there's more we can do still, but it is one of the most controlled environments in the country for public health. And we need to focus on those controlled environments, focus on the mask policies, using those properly, single touch on service, no alcohol being served, which makes people take those masks off, and all the other things that we have been doing in layers of safety to keep this a controlled environment. Those are the things that we need to focus on with the continued payroll support to make this work and be able to lift the economy again. And just one other note, the airline industry employees are part of the infrastructure that this country counts on. And when we lose our jobs, we lose our qualifications, and it takes a long time for the airlines to get back up and running again and have the airlines in place to be able to support vaccine distribution and everything else that our communities count on, and then be able to lift the economy again. So it would be devastating not only for us, but for the whole country if PSP is not continued.
Well, I appreciate your comments, Sara, and it's great to see you, even if it's via video. I think the last time we saw each other, we were at a bipartisan press conference talking about the importance of PSP last fall. And thankfully, we came together in a bipartisan way to get those dollars to an industry that needed it. And it's great to see you teaming with the aviation industry and your members, employers, to be able to work together on solutions. That's what we need to do here. And I appreciate your voice and the chairman's voice and the ranking member's voice and all our voices in urging President Biden to include an additional round of PSP funding in any coronavirus package that's going to be debated via reconciliation or hopefully via a bipartisan agreement. So, Sara, it's great to see you again. Thank you all for your testimony. Mr. Chairman, great to see you, my friend. I missed you, and I'll yield back.